We ready? All right, welcome to our weekly press conference with Blue Jay football. I'm head coach Chad Fregon. I'll open it up to some questions. Yes?
With the tough loss last week, how do you think you bounced back?
Well, we're just looking at that loss last week. It was a tough loss. We played a good team and had some areas we definitely identified that we need to get better at this week, and know we'll have to going into Carney. So, the emphasis that we came out of that game is defensively stopping some of the big plays that we gave up, and offensively converting when we're in the red zone. We got the ball down in the, close to being able to score. Weren't able to convert very many times, and we know those will be key things we have to do going forward in our games. Go ahead.
Just want to summarize last week's game a little bit?
You bet. Last week we played at Lee's Summit West, and it was a game that got delayed, one because of heat and then two because of lightning, and we got a little bit of a late start. And really we got started late offensively with our football team. We defense had some good stops early, but offense wasn't able to convert some first downs, and finally got things rolling yardage-wise in the second quarter and moving forward with some good pass plays, run plays, and we're able to move the ball and convert 2 touchdowns. But at the same time, we had 5 other times where the ball was inside the 20 and we didn't get any points out of it. And part of that was our field goal kicker got hurt off the bat, and we were in that situation where we felt like we were confident to kick it and pushed some things a little bit and came up empty, and it really hurt us going through the game. Defensively, we're going to have to work on not giving up big plays. I know in the drive they scored out of halftime, they converted us, once they were in 2nd and 17 and got a first down, and then a couple other times in 3rd and 10 on the same drive they got it. And we know we got to make those stops, those 3rd down stops, and being able to stop the long plays. They had 3 touchdowns that were 80 yards, and we know if we can stop them and make them earn a little bit more, it's going to help us out as a football team. Yes?
What's your game plan for this Friday?
Well, when you look at, we're playing Carney for the first time in a long time, but at the same time, they're a team we're very familiar with, a great football program that's won a lot recently, specifically in the last 10 years, they've won a whole lot. And very tough football team that runs the ball really well. And this year they have a great passing game with some outstanding receivers and quarterback that can get it to them. And that was evident. They were head of St. Joe Central 49-0 early in the third and took out their starters and, really had a great game versus them. It shows what kind of football team they are. Yes?
Who are the leaders you're looking for to come forward?
Well, and I think when you look at our team right now, we've had good leadership the entire way through. We're not maybe as young as we would be in terms of senior, junior, freshman-wise or sophomore-wise, but we're young on experience. And I'm hoping this first game and being in such a big game against the defending state champ on our opener and on a big night there, that we come out better and we're more prepared going into this week, both mentally and physically, to be in those competitive environments. And that's our goal. The guys that we had that return, we thought were really good leaders to our last week. They have been all summer, and they continue to be through this whole year. And hopefully we got a lot more guys stepping up that are confident to lead us through these next few weeks. Yes?
What did you notice went well last week?
Right. I think when you look at positives that we had, it's our football program. We always have 3 goals going into every game, and that's to outrush our opponents, win the turnover margin, and win special teams. And most studies and coaches will show you or tell you that you win games if you win those 3 things. If you can take care of it. And this week, ironically enough, we won those 3 things but didn't win the game. We outrushed them by 31 yards and had a great rushing attack. Devin Bryant had 120 yards. He had 2 other long runs that were held back. We had a pretty balanced attack, too, with our passing yards, so we were pleased with that. And then we were +1 on turnover margins. We did not turn over the football, and our defense came up with 1. And then we blocked a punt on special teams and had a good return average on our kickoff returns. And, so we felt like we met our goals in terms of those 2 goals, but at the same time, we lost the game. So we're looking at what caused us to do that. That was not converting when in the red zone, and we know that's something we have to work on coming in this week, and then giving up those long plays. So there was definitely some positives to throw from it. We were, efficient in our pass game, and A.J. Cambrick had 2 nice, long throws to Xavier Hinkle. That one was a touchdown, one was a nice long pass, and Devin Bryant, Kern, they both had long catches that we had in there, and we were able to do that. So I think you look at some positives that, we did move the ball, we just didn't punch it in. And we did create some turnovers, and we contained their running back. I think their running back that's coming into Mizzou only had 40 yards. Now, they had some other guys that hurt us, but we were able to contain that. So we will always, as a football program and as a coaching staff, find those positives and build on those, and at the same time find the negatives and the things we did wrong and try to correct them moving into next week. Yes?
What advantages do you think you have over your opponents?
Well, I think when you look at our team this year, we're not as big as we have been, but I feel like we have some athletic players, and we're very fast in some positions, and I think that's an advantage we can take moving forward throughout the season. We're going to have to be a fast team on defense that creates turnovers and pursues of the football, and offensively, we're going to have to put guys in positions where our playmakers are going to be open in space, and they force the opponent to tackle them in space. And we feel that, along with our ability to be balanced, both running and passing, are things that can work in our favor throughout this year. Yes?
So you obviously had the experience with playing a well-respected football program last week and defending state champions. And then what can you guys do with an experienced team like that to kind of lead your team through the season?
Well, and I think when you look at, specifically Lee Summit West, they're very similar, to types of teams that we faced last year, with Rockhurst and the Blue Springs and Blue Springs South. We're in those same category. And Lee Summit, last year, an outstanding team, and they do again this year. I think when you look at those, they're right in there in that caliber of a team, and they're ranked second in 6A. And so we know we played a really good team there. At the same time, I think we play a really good football team this week. With Carney, and they're a team that lost to Lee Summit West in the semifinals last year, and returns quite a few players, and they're coming back and very well coached by have a great staff and great community, and we're just hopefully be able to take that same excitement that we had last week and learn from that experience and move it into this Friday night. Yes.
Just want to talk a little bit about the home game atmosphere and your guys excited to play.
We are excited to play after opening up on the road. It's excited to get one going at home, and it still feels like it's early, being August still, and we're already in week 2. But it'll be great to get back in front of our fans and a lot of the students. And we had a huge fan base that traveled down to Lee Summit West. It was nice to see the visiting stands full, and appreciate so much the fans that came down there, because that is a long drive and a long ways away, and they endured some weather, whether it be the heat or the lightning delay, whatever it may be. To do that, I thought it was really impressive. So we are excited to play at home this week. Yes?
Are there any injuries on the team?
Last week we had one player that missed a little bit during the game, and we're expecting him back with Josh Watson. And then we got some guys returning that have been out. So we expect Aaron Kelly to be able to play this week, and also Jaquil Smith, who's a sophomore, that he's a move-in from last year that hasn't seen any game time yet. And he's been fighting a hamstring injury and kept him out last week, kind of precautionary. He was close, but not all the way back, and he's practicing this week, and we're expecting some good things out of him. All right. Have any other questions? All right. I'd like to thank you for coming to our press conference this week, and see you next week. Thank you.